In this video, I would like to talk about a very important aspect that is going to happen this year in May, and that is Uranus transiting or entering the sign of Taurus. Uranus is sometimes called the god of the sky and the heavens. It is whenever it transits a house, and when it does, it kind of stays there for approximately 6 or 7 years. It brings its energies of change and evolution and progression. Uranus is, the looking forward. It's the planet that brings about change. It does not accept the traditional way of doing things and wants to do things in a different, original way. Wherever Uranus will, in whatever house you'll find Uranus, that is where he will bring technology breakthrough and innovation, discovery, and progress and evolution. So the liberating, evolving Uranus is going into Taurus, the sign that rules our finances and possessions. So that is where we will see a lot of, there will be a lot of changes triggered, and most of them being, sudden, unexpected changes for the next 6-7 years. Practically what Uranus does is it forces us to get rid of the old, useless mentality or situation or even relation, and start with original ideas, start being creative. The breakthroughs in the areas that are ruling the house that Uranus is transiting for you, when they're in a positive aspect, they will be so deep that whenever you will look back after 6-7 years, when this transit is over, and you will look back at the house, at that area in the house, and see how many things you've accomplished and how much you've changed, and maybe how many ideas you've got and where you are at the moment. It will be like you couldn't imagine that you were able to live in a different way before this, or it would be like you are a brand new person, that you simply don't recognize the person that you were before this. So, as I've mentioned, Uranus enters Taurus this year in May 2018. But then, up until August 2018, when it will turn retrograde. And then it will also go back into the sign of Aries, where it is at the moment. That is going to happen in November. And this retrograde motion and Uranus being again in the sign of Aries, it will last until March of next year, so March 2019. And then after that, Uranus will finally start going direct again in the sign of Taurus. Now, what does it mean when Uranus goes retrograde? Well, I've talked about a lot of, how Uranus represents change and progress and evolution and everything, all the problems that, come with the change, or, the crisis that we have to face in order to do the change and all that. Well, these crises are actually sometimes, triggered by Uranus going retrograde. when Uranus goes retrograde, it is, the time, it is a time when the changing energy of Uranus will shake us out of our control zone, will change us from inside out. It is also a time where, the universe comes and says, hey, hello, this is not your path, this is not where you're supposed to be, or this is not the person you're supposed to be, or the person you're supposed to be with. And it can either be that we realize this and fit it in every bone we have and go on and do the change, as much as it shocks us, or or it shocks the people around us, or it can be that the change is forced upon us. And as shocking as it can be, we shouldn't see it as something detrimental. It's, look at it more like tough love that, um, it is the universe putting us back on the right track. So whenever it happens, when it will happen in your life and in whatever area of your life that it will happen, think of that, and that will help. Think there is a reason why this is happening, and you know um, there is a greater plan out there. So from November until March, Uranus goes back into Aries, trying to shake up for the last time any loose patterns there, and things that haven't been quite settled in that area in the past 7 years. For you, Cancer, Uranus will be entering your 11th house of hopes and wishes and friends. So, this is where you will experience for the next 7 years a roller coaster of emotions and big changings, and letting go of the old useless, maybe hopes and or wishes, or maybe even friends, and letting in the new, and new ideas and hopes that they will probably materialize, because Uranus is there to progress and is there to complete your destiny, fulfill your destiny. So at the end of this period, you will recognize, I think, a better and improved version of yourself with tangible hopes and wishes that will materialize. There will also be disappointments in relation to similar areas, or disappointments in relation to other wishes and goals that you've set up and did not materialize. It can be anything related to your goals and ambitions, practically, and memberships and social groups and associations, and even humanitarian interests. So you may find yourself from someone being not too inclined or not caring very much about humanitarian things, that you now actually care. Something changes in you, and you now care, and you're getting more involved into that. And that will bring you growth, personal, and it could also be material, because as we know, Uranus is in the sign of Taurus, that rules monies and possessions. But all these changes, or it could be actually, on the other side, because we have to think on the other side as well, that you are actually more inclined to spend time and money in humanity, working more on, being more humanitarian. So it doesn't necessarily bring you, money, but it is, you are doing what you want to do. And all these changes, even though maybe shocking at times, they want to bring about progress and improvement, structure, self-realization, and liberty. And it will be filled with great ideas, and in some cases genius ideas, quicker mind, that will help you progress and move forward. And there is also, like I've mentioned at the beginning, there will be a period when Uranus will be going retrograde, and in November until March next year, it will move back into the sign of Aries, and that for you, Cancer, is in your 10th house of career and reputation and social status. So this movement now will be happening now for the last time in the next 84 years. It is practically, it has happened. It was Uranus was in your sign, in the sign of Aries, in your 10th house for the past 7 years. So now it's kind of looking up to tie, is looking to tie up any loose ends and there, and as it has been transiting this house for a long time. So for one more time, you can expect things to be shaken up and provoke change in relation to your financial success, community power, and reputation.